Start. So in the last video, I have already discussed that atmosphere and its layer. Today, I will discuss the main elements of weather or climate. So my first question is, what is the main elements of weather or climate? The answer is, the main elements of the weather or climate are temperature and insolation. So what is the temperature? The temperature are the hotness and coolness of the air condition is known as temperature. We temperature measure by the different scale like degree centigrade, degree Fahrenheit and degree Kelvin. Now come to the next point, the insolation. What is insolation? Insolation means the incoming solar radiation from the sun. This is the insolation. The insolation means the incoming solar radiation. So this insolation temperature are affected or influence some factors. So the following factor is the angle of the sun rays. Second number, the heat zone of the globe. Third number, the distance from the sea. Fourth number, the height above the sea level, or it's also known as altitude. And next, the effect of the ocean currents. So this is the 5 factors are influence the temperature or insolation. So now we are discuss the first factors. The first factor is the angle of the sun rays. So see in here, this is the sun. The sun, and this is the angle, which angle the sun gives us light to the different earth surface. So if you live in the equatorial part, you receive the maximum sunlight from the sun, because the sun gives us directly light in that particular area of the earth. Vertically, the sun gives us light vertically in the equatorial zone. But when you leave the subtropical zone, you receive the sunlight light slanting way. So that sunlight is not very hot, not very cold. It is not very hot, not very cold. And that area made the temperate zone. But if you live in the polar area, maximum month you not get the sunlight from the sun, because this area gets sunlight 3 months out of the 12. Maximum month they not receive the sunlight. Minimum sunlight they receive, but it is not sufficient for this area, and that area became very cold. Okay, like Siberia, Greenland, Antarctic, Arctic, that area became very cold or lack of the temperature. Now come to the next point. the distance from the sea. The distance from the sea. The distance from the sea means, look at it here. This is the India and this is Bay of Bengal. Bay of Bengal, and this is Bay of Bengal Sea, and this is Arabian Sea. Arabian Sea. If you live in the Maldives in here, Maldives in here, and it is the Indian Ocean. So if you live in Maldives, if you live in where? In the coastal area of Kerala, means Malabar coastal area, Karnataka coastal area, and Mumbai. In the coastal area of the Gujarat, if you live in the Chennai, if you live in the Vizag, in Visakhapatnam, or in Puri, you feel very cool temperature throughout the year. Why? Because this air which are passing through in the ocean or seas, this air collected the water vapor from the sea, and that water vapor made that area's climate very cool. And if you go to there, you are feel the temperate climate. Temperate climate means not very cool and not very hot. But if you go to the Delhi, Madhya Pradesh means Bhopal, Raipur, and also Chandigarh, you feel very hot because it is these areas are located in where? Basically, it is the inland area, means middle part of the Indian location. So see, so this distance and this distance take many far distance, and that time which are passing through this region, that air absence of the water vapor, and that air makes this its area's climate very hot. So if you live far distance from the sea, you feel very hot. If you live near from the sea, you feel cool. Okay, now come to the next point, heat zone of the globe. So heat zone of the globe means what? Our sun location and the sun angle makes the earth three different zones. Why I say this? Because the sun, according to the sun rays, our earth get heat or light, and according to the heat and light, our earth made some different heat zone. So if you live in here, you can see what? If you live in here, you can feel temperate. If you live in here, you feel very cold. Why? Because these areas make our sunlight the different climate. See, our equatorial or equator line passes through the middle of the earth. Means our equator divided earth into two equal different parts. Northern side called the northern hemisphere, southern side called the southern hemisphere. Okay. So from the equator to 30 degree means the 30 degree latitudes known as Tropic of Cancer, 60 degree north latitudes known as Arctic Circle, and 90 degree latitudes known as North Pole. And in here in the south, 30 degree, from 0 degree to 30 degree means 30 degrees south, known as Tropic of Capricorn, and 60 degrees south, known as Antarctic Circle, and 90 degree latitude, known as South Pole. So from 0 to 30, 0 to 30, 0 to 30 means this area, 0 to 30 this area, known as which zone? Torrid zone. That torrid zone receives maximum sunlight throughout the year. That's why in the summer time this area is very hot. In the winter time moderate winter, means moderate cool. Now come to the next, from 30 degree to 60 degree north, from 30 degree to 60 degree south, means 30 degree to 60 degree north and south. This zone known as temperate zone. This zone known as temperate zone, and this temperate zone is not very hot and not very cool throughout the year, because this area not receive directly or vertically the sunlight. This area got light in the low slanting way. Okay, and that is the true region. It is called the temperate zone. Now come to the next. This is 60 degree south to 90 degree south, and 60 degree north to 90 degree north. This is known as frigid zone. Frigid zone means it is very cool, because this area not receive the sunlight throughout the year. Means they receive, but it's very low. It is not sufficient to make its areas hot. So that three different zone, heat zone, influence our temperature and our insolation. Now come to the next, height above sea level or altitude. See, if you live in here in the hill area and I live in this area, then you feel very cool, but I not feel, because you know that the sun always give the light directly in the land. This is also land, I know, but their air velocity is too low. Air velocity is too low, but air velocity and too high, and all the maximum suspended particulate matter means dark smoke basically located in that part. That's why this type of aerosol, this is known as aerosol, and that aerosol maximum located in the down part, and this aerosol absorb the sun heat and make it down very hot, but not in there. So in that way we know, when we go from sea level, when we go up above the high, if you go the 1 kilometer high from the sea level, or 1 kilometer or 1000 meter, you feel what? You decrease your temperature 6.5. You decrease your temperature 6.5 means here 30 degrees centigrade in the winter temperature. If you feel in here, but if you cross the above kilometer up above the high, and if you go in here, then you decrease your temperature half, means your temperature becomes 6.5, because 13.00 to 6.50 means 0.5, and you don't know this 6. So you feel what? Subtract. You feel very good. Means to difference temperature between the two places, and its make or is affect our temperature and insolation. In the last topic or last subtopic today discuss, this is meaning what? Effect of the ocean current. See, ocean current means one ocean current have the two types. One called the warm ocean current, and other called the warm, and other called the hot ocean current. So we know the both ocean current means like from Peru. Hot means not hot, warm and cold. warm and cold, two ocean current. Warm means what? And cold means cool. Okay. If you live in the Peru or the Chile area, means South America's part, the maximum, because in that part the equator edge passes through, and equator receive the maximum light, and that area make it very hot. So that part of the ocean current got the maximum heat, and the ocean current became most hottest. So when this current flow, it's changed the weather and climate. And when see the cold ocean current basically flowing in the Antarctic part, means from the Greenland, Labrador current. So this Labrador current or many other current also is there. So this current when flow the cold current is flowing well in the other part of the world, it's make the cool temperature in these areas, and it's also change that part areas the temperature and insulation. So this is our today's topic. This all the elements and all the influencing factors of the temperature or the weather or climate, and this is the basic part. So today I finished what the main elements. This is two main elements or weather or climate, and this is the influencing factor. Today is completed in this video.